You can't call yourself a programmer or a software developer until and unless you know about databases. Don't believe me? Let me try to change your mind. Namaste everyone, a very warm welcome to my channel and to this video where I am gonna tell you that until and unless you know about databases, your journey to become a software developer or a programmer remains incomplete. Now, before I go ahead and talk about databases or why you should learn databases, let me come back to the program, the code we write, the program we write in any programming language. It doesn't matter. In any programming language, whatever code you write, it consists of only and only two things. Guess what? Data and functions. Programming languages were invented to write functions, not to store data, but they need data to act on those functions. So they initially created variables, right? Similar to register variables, just like CPU holds data in registers, program will also hold data in integer, floating point, character, or string, something like that. So each and every code consists of only two things, data and functions. Now, what happened that initially data used to be very small chunk. We used to do mathematical computations, right? So we just used to pass numbers and numbers, some used to be given or, calculation was performed. But over a period of time when programming started becoming complex and, the computers goes beyond just mathematical computation, at least in the front end, the amount of data increased. As a result of that, programming languages modified themselves and new programming languages which came after this phase actually taking care of the fact that they can store more data in the code, in the program, along with the capability of writing functions. Think about object-oriented programming. It has nothing to do with functions. Object-oriented programming was all about how to store data in a particular way. So over a period of time, the programs become complex and they keep on accumulating more and more data in the program. And it comes to a position where there was a need to persist data that we use inside the program, right? And that is the origin of, full-fledged database creation, right? RDBMS, SQL, NoSQL, all these things. So, all those expansion in programming had happened because of explosion of data, not because of explosion of functions. A small data became data which can be accommodated in memory, then data which can be accommodated in files, data which can be accommodated in distributed system. Small data became big data. And in today's world, I do not believe any software will work without database. And when I say this, I am not exaggerating. This is the reality. Think about any tech stack. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, cloud computing cannot do things without databases. Okay, and if you look into programming languages like C++ or Java, let's talk about C++ STL containers or Java collections. Why languages created them? They were not the part of original language, right? They were created. What they do? Of course, there are some algorithms, but those algorithms also work on data, right? So C++ STL containers or Java collections, what they do, they store data, they arrange data in a particular way so that it's easy for program functions to retrieve those data. All those advancements in programming languages are a result of explosion of data and the need for arranging data so that I can retrieve it faster. Let's assume that you have only 1, 2, 3 data, okay, 3 element, 4 element. You do not need an arrangement. But if you have millions of data, then you need an arrangement because then CPU cycle matters and then it is actually visible in your code. And if data is so much important that all programming ecosystem is based on data, why do you think that you should not learn databases? I'm not saying that become an expert in all the databases. At least you should be able to tell that to do these things, you need these databases. To do big data, you need these databases. For these kind of data, these are the better databases. We need in-memory databases for this, or persistent databases for this, distributed databases for this. You must be able to do that. Okay, it's easy to write a function, it's easy to write a program, but it's very difficult to arrange the data. When I say it's easy to write a function, don't get me wrong. Suppose you have written a function, some function, let's say 2 plus 2, which takes two number and gives you the result. Very simple function. You can write in almost all programming languages within 2 to 3 minutes. But let's assume that I need to sum two numbers who are present in some random position in a database which has millions of records. So how will I fetch that data? Looking that data one by one, or there are some other ways of doing it. So data management, how data is stored, how data is accessed, how data is distributed, all those things is done today with the help of databases. And if you do not know that, I truly believe that your journey as a software developer or a programmer remains incomplete. I made my case. It's up to you to take the decision accordingly. Thanks everyone. Thanks for joining. We will meet again. Until the next time we meet, good day, goodbye. You take care.